the trip. I'd like to confirm a quote.
Getting around in 2 hours.
Will you come back and tell me how much money was involved? Was it over $1,000? Was it over $10,000?
Balloon is down here.
It's about the 4,000-foot level. That's very rugged.
It's like the nearest civilization, about 25 miles.
Okay, it's confirmed. Everyone on board is safe.
Did they say where they're evacuating them to?
Riverside.
Our stringers there can get interviews. You know how it happened?
The blimp hit some high-tension wires.
Blimp or balloon?
They said blimp. It's half draped over the wires in the mountainside. We could use some art.
Good idea. Mike!
This access road was washed out in a flood last week.
You think it'll still be out?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that country up close lately. It's rough.
We can rent a helicopter. It's faster anyway.
What's up?
Mike, we have a down blimp in the San Bernardino Mountains. I want you to drive to Cloverfield Airport. We'll have a helicopter waiting to fly you out there. Now, you should at least get aerials, but they'll probably be able to set you down.
Why don't I just drive?
No, you can't. The roads are washed out. It's too slow anyway.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I'm just not too keen on helicopters, that's all. I mean, you're talking about mountains here. I mean, something made that blimp go down, right?
I'm giving you an assignment, Mike.
You asked me to get you pictures. I can get you pictures.
How, by taking a train?
Hey, I've done a lot of work up there. It'll probably be easier for someone who's familiar with the area.
Are you free?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
No.
Get going.
Well, what do you want me to do?
I really don't have anything right now. Oh. Yeah, here. Some 8th graders made a mural for the airport. Why don't you get me some shots of the artwork?
Right.
Surprise. I guess Mike isn't going to be our kind of guy.
Too bad. He's talented.
That really is too bad.
Lou, I got a kind of intriguing phone call from that teacher I interviewed for that science fair story. She wants me to meet her this afternoon.
What about?
Well, she wouldn't say. That's what's intriguing. She was very upfront with me before.
Check into it.
She said it could also be helpful if I could bring someone who was black.
Take Sharon with you?
Thanks.
Great. This is all too vague to go to the authorities, but I just can't carry it around with me anymore.
Tell us about it.
You know, I'm sorry, but when I said to bring along a black reporter, I didn't think it was going to be a woman. I assumed you were... Oh, dumb me.
It's okay, Maggie. Just share it with us. We'll figure out what to do.
Now, this could all just be fantasy, too.
What?
Well, there's a maintenance man at our school, Frederick, who also does odd jobs. Like he installed a smoke detector for me once. Anyway, he came to me with the story about doing some electrical wiring on a house in Encino. They needed more current to set up photo floods for filming.
What kind of filming?
Frederick thinks it's dirty movies. They had a short or something, and he had to go back and he saw some of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, Frederick saw a child he thinks might be from our school. He thinks she might be participating in the film. And when I heard it, it just upset me. I mean, she could be in my class. I teach 4th grade.
I see. Do you think we could talk to Frederick?
Well, he's very nervous. He's afraid he might lose his job if people find out that he worked on this house. I could try to set up a meeting. He's black, see, and that's why I thought...
Sure, I understand.
Tell Frederick we will keep his identity absolutely confidential. And tell him he can trust us.
Heading out?
In a minute.
Me too. I'll walk with you. In fact, if you didn't want to go home right away, maybe we could go out for a drink someplace.
Lance.
Not McKenna's. I hate McKenna's. Everybody's always looking at you.
Lance. I'm seeing somebody.
Tonight?
No, he's out of town tonight.
Oh, well then... Okay.
Okay.
You know, I'm up to 5 miles. Jogging. For the, space shuttle.
You're jogging to the space shuttle?
No. Remember when NASA said that future astronauts would not all be the engineer test pilot types? At some point, they're going to take along a reporter.
Oh, well, that's just speculation. It's way in the future.
Which is why my age is an advantage. See, when they look around at all the journalists in the country who want to be that one guy, and of all the hundreds that want to go, who do you think they want to pick? The guy who, A, has got the background. That's me. I had 4 years of physics at Berkeley. And B, the guy who's in shape.
Good luck.
I can be very patient and very determined, Billy. About a lot of things.
Billy!
You'll see.
Donovan's going into the mountains tomorrow. You're on the desk.
Oh, what's in the mountains?
The guys in the cigarette ads.
Actually, they're not like that at all. It's a group called the Mountain Search and Rescue Team.
Oh, yeah. When somebody gets lost in the mountains, they go look for them.
While I was heading our environmental unit when we were doing the story on the Diebold Dam, I bumped into these guys in a little airport cafe. I thought it'd make an interesting story for somebody to go through the training with them.
So he assigned it to himself.
Well, sure, it'll be fun.
Well, be careful.
Or just hang out with him. I don't go where it gets hairy. I'll see you in 2 days.
Building room 222, immediately. Repeat, all personnel for the Moraga Canyon training flight. Report to the main station building room 222, immediately.
He's coming in so low, his tail prop is whacking off branches.
This guy's Navy, right? What was he in, choppers?
I think he was in lawnmowers.
You guys don't get to choose your own pilot?
We get what the sheriff gives us.
So the pilot's on salary. I mean, this is his job.
Right. We're the only ones that are dumb enough to come up here and leave a nice, clean office, train 20 hours a week, and not get paid for it.
Well, what are your jobs? I should know that.
The count. Matt's an engineer.
I'm a dentist. We got guys in construction. It doesn't really matter, just as long as it's a job that your boss understands. You might have to leave on short notice.
Well, we left Gilbert and Iverson on the ridge.
Are they planning on spending the night?
They may not be planning.
Hey, Art.
Hi, Phil. Where did we get this hot dog for a pilot?
We were just talking about that.
This guy would try stuff, which is good, but you know who he reminds me of?
Fastbinder.
Oh, I hope not.
One of our guys is rappelling out of a chopper, which means you're sliding down the rope backwards and looking back up at the bird.
With a 30-pound pack.
But just as our man is ready to touch ground, this pilot, Fastbinder, he sees smoke on a ridge, so he pops up 10 feet to take a look. Thinks maybe it's a signal from this victim we're looking for.
Meanwhile, our guy runs out of rope.
You mean he goes right off the end, back first, with a pack, no way to right himself.
About a 10-foot drop.
What happened to him?
He messed up his back pretty good. Gets it along pretty well now.
I saw him about a month ago. He just had a cane.
When you're out on a rescue, you have to take chances sometimes. But this pilot today just doesn't realize that this is just an exercise.
Well, is that going to be it for today, or what?
No, we're going to go out again. In fact, we got a couple more hours before sunset. Hey, Art, you going to go with us?
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
Hi, Kat. All right, so you don't put my name in the story. And the principal comes to you and says, who told you all that?
Tell him we can't say.
How do I know?
That's what confidentiality means. That's why we have a rule to never reveal a source, so that right now, today, you can trust us.
See, the thing is, I couldn't wire the house the way they wanted and do it to code.
Frederick, the building inspectors aren't going to know who you are, not from us.
Well, the building inspectors know, but what about the police?
We don't tell them either.
Try that. Okay, I'll take you to the house. You. I'm not taking a pack of reporters around with me. Just you.
Okay.
will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Wow, it was beautiful up there. Just terrific. Fantastic.
Did you see my hand signal from the chopper?
Most of them. I'm sorry. I was just hanging out there. I had to look around. Spectacular.
We waited for you, Art. We weren't sure if you were coming down or not.
I decided to take the stairs instead of the elevator.
You might have found you enjoyed it.
No thanks. I'm writing a story about you guys. I'm not becoming one.
Yeah, right. You don't have to go crazy to write about an insane asylum.
You do have to be crazy to hang around us, though.
We are. Just you, Mel. You did what you had to do, Art. That's cool.
I know. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, take it easy.
See ya.
How far are we going?
Oh, about 15, 20 minutes. It's kind of tricky to find, but it's not that far.
Great.
It gets confusing sometimes in these hills. House is over there, the white one.
Oh, okay. Can you wait for me?
You going in there now?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Well, I can't wait for you.
Then how am I supposed to get back?
I don't know. Catch a cab.
Do you see a lot of cabs around here?
Lady, you didn't plan this very well, did you? Now, you coming with me or not?
No. Hello.
Hello.
What you got there? Panda?
A koala bear.
How come you're not in school?
I missed the bus and my mother didn't feel like taking me. I won't get in trouble.
My name is Sharon McNeil. What's yours?
Connie Lauder.
Connie, are you sorry in this school?
No,
No?
sometimes. I miss school when I'm sick, and I miss school when we have filming.
Filming?
My mother's boyfriend is a movie director.
Connie? Oh, did Joaquin send you?
No, I'm Sharon McNeil from the Tribune.
Yeah?
Can I talk to you for a few minutes?
What about?
About the filming.
Connie, come here.
See, I'm doing a story on children in certain movies, and I need some background.
I don't know anything about that.
Mrs. Lauder, I know you do.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be writing this story anyway, Mrs. Lauder. Don't you want to tell your side?
No.
See, I'll give you complete confidentiality. Do you know what that means? That means if you let me talk to you, I won't use your name, and no matter who asks, I won't say who you are.
Won't tell anyone?
Not a soul, not even the people I work with.
Could you come inside? I have to give Connie her lunch.
Sure.
I don't know, you should probably talk to David, my boyfriend, about this. He's the director.
No, I want to talk to you.
How do you know Joaquin?
I don't. How often do you film here?
See, this is our house. Pay the rent on time. Do whatever we want here. It's the law. You can do anything inside your own house.
Do you act in these films?
Me? Not anymore. Not since I put on this weight. David says Connie's good. She could be in commercials.
How long has Connie been acting in the films?
About a year. David says she has the talent for it, which mainly means being innocent. Because that's what the people want. Like this kind of thing. That's why they want kids. Because they're innocent. Doing the same stuff adults do.
Like what?
Everything, you know.
Mrs. Lauder, don't you think that Connie's rather young?
She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know what sex is. She thinks it's just playing.
Connie, you like to be in these movies?
No.
Connie. She likes to be contrary.
As her mother, you don't object to this?
We're poor, see? I worked until I met David. He was a kid. I hardly ever went out. Just pays good money. She's old enough now to earn her keep.
How old is she?
8.
9.
Right. Last month was her birthday. She's 9.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Did you snorkel into downtown, or are you just getting ready for the next flood?
Scuba diving most nearly duplicates the conditions of space. See, all the astronauts in train do a lot of diving.
When do you have time for diving?
After I jog.
Ah. Well, just try to save the trip some time for a few Earthbound stories. Okay, Lance?
Sure.
So anyway, these guys who spend their weekends scrambling up mountains and hanging out of helicopters are engineers, accountants, construction workers during the week.
You get paid?
They're all volunteer.
Well, that's a good story. And they let you go on these training sessions with them?
Most of it. Last time they were rappelling out of helicopters on ropes. I gave it a big pass.
Good move.
You bet. I mean, I could have done it, I guess.
What, climb out of a helicopter on a rope?
Well, you're hooked onto the rope with a metal ring, so you're not going to fall off of it. But you're right. I got all of that daredevil stuff out of my system in the Navy when I was 8.
You mean when your dad was in the Navy?
Well, he never made the distinction, so neither did we. I was up every morning at 5 o'clock to make my bed so you could bounce a dime off of it and then maybe face one of Pop's survival drills. Did you ever try and spit-shine sneakers?
What's a survival drill?
Getting dressed in your thickest, clumsiest clothes and getting tossed off the pier, and then making a float out of your pants and worrying about barracudas.
Not sharks.
Oh, no. Pop was worried about a barracuda snapping off the source of future Donovans. So I was, too. At the age of 8. My pop was quite a character. Garbage Scout Donovan, they called him. First ship he ever commanded was a barge. It sank. He tried to go down with the ship. They had to pull him off.
Looked like you had a busy childhood.
Oh, yeah. Kind that's good to grow out of.
Hi.
Oh, how you doing?
Terrific. I started flying lessons, you know, and I thought maybe when I'm checked out, we could go up sometime.
Oh, I don't know, Lance. Those little planes make me kind of nervous.
All right, so I'll call you when I'm checked out in a 747.
That was smart.
It wasn't smart. I knew what else to do.
Well, let's hurry and get back fast, because if I don't write this story tonight, I'm not going to be able to believe it tomorrow.
Okay. What'd you get?
An interview with a little girl who acts in porno movies. And an interview with her mother.
The mother talked?
Yeah, well, I had to convince her about confidentiality.
You gave confidentiality?
Small price to pay for what we got.
I think this is the best writing Sharon has done since she came here.
Terrific. She lets the mother hang herself with her own words. This woman seems to have so little awareness of what she's doing.
That's what's so depraved. That and this part about an ordinary little girl who plays with dolls, and then a scene in a film with a grown man. Oh, Rossi, Sharon, come on in. Nice job.
Thanks.
Rossi, you're doing the sidebar, the psychologist?
And police reaction.
These names, Esther T. and Sarah T., they're fictitious.
Right.
Yeah, well, you have to say that right up at the top.
Okay.
This is local?
The Valley.
Incredible.
Lou, pitch it at the budget. We'll go with it, page 1.
I just wanted to talk to you before this thing gets out of hand.
One thing.
You can't duck assignments from your city editor the way you did the other day.
I wasn't ducking an assignment. I was merely objecting to the way you wanted me to go about it.
Look, you have to understand something. Journalists live by a kind of creed. You do anything to get the story.
I don't buy it. Look, I didn't sign up for the French Foreign Legion here.
You can't take the attitude, I'll get the story if it suits me.
But I don't have to take the attitude, I'm going to get the story if it kills me either.
But he was asking you to get killed.
Look, I don't like helicopters, all right? I'm a good photographer. Why can't you just use me to take pictures instead of putting me to these tests of courage?
And keep a list of the things that every reporter or photographer objects to. Only send you out on the inoffensive assignments.
You match people to assignments anyway.
This conversation is not going very well. I was trying to give you some advice. You're giving me an argument. This is not negotiable. We expect our staff to go after the story.
With certain notable exceptions.
With no exceptions.
Not unless the assistant city editor wants to amuse himself by going out on an assignment up to the point that you have to climb out of a helicopter.
It wasn't a case of getting a story. I had enough story without having to do that.
My point exactly.
Your example doesn't work, Mike.
I don't think this whole thing is going to work. You can get to pick the examples. Hang in there, pal. I think you're on the right track.
Morning, Mrs. Pincher.
Good morning. I came down to talk about Miss McNeil's child pornography piece.
What'd you think?
I thought it was infuriating, depressing, nauseating, and terrific writing.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, this is one of those rare times when we really touch a nerve. I've already heard from the mayor, the board of supervisors, and the police. I'd like to congratulate the author. Is she in?
Sharon.
What is it, Lou?
I called Sharon.
We all working together a lot. Hello, Mrs. Pinchot.
Good morning.
I want to compliment every one of you who has contributed to the child pornography piece. It was a chilling expose.
Thank you. Joe was helping me all the way.
Whatever I could do, you know.
Now, all the reactions I have received are unanimous. That child must be saved, taken out of that environment.
Poor kid. It's not too late already.
Well, immediate action can be of some help. The police have asked me to reveal the name and location of that family.
I can't give them names or locations. I can't give them anything. I promise confidentiality.
That's what I was afraid of.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Lou, why don't you close that door? Well, we got a terrific story out of it.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, that's our job, isn't it? To print good stories? We give confidentiality all the time. I don't know what's bothering you so much about this.
I'll tell you what's bothering me, Rossi. A 9-year-old girl who poses in porno movies and a mother who lets her, encourages her.
Well, if you were bothered by that, and other people are, it just means we did something right.
It's the way we did it, Mr. Rossi.
Face it, Rossi. Would you have done that?
I give confidentiality. I gave it to our source, the guy who led us to the girl.
And that was enough. You'd worked your way into the story. We didn't have to throw a blanket around it.
I've got to say something here. I was the one who was there, and I felt that it was the only way to get anything. She was closing the door on me.
We all know the feeling, especially when you're less experienced. You're so concerned you're going to lose the story, you give away more than you have to.
I did have to. I had to take a chance.
Can you honestly say you wouldn't have got almost the same stuff anyway?
How do you ever know that?
Fact is, Sharon, this woman talked. Maybe she wanted to get back at her boyfriend. I don't know. But people do what they want to do, and this woman wanted to talk.
Yes, she wanted to talk, and I had to find a way to let her. I made a deal.
We understand. Miss McNeil. But it was a poor deal to make. But you made it, and as long as you stick to it, we will have to live with it.
Okay, this is roughly the same situation as the Mount Wilson Rescue. We're pretending that a woman was last seen heading into a trail here. Now, we have to search the terrain west and south of this ridge.
Which is high brush mostly, right?
Same stuff we dealt with last week. Okay, the chopper will drop you off on this ridge. We'll be in 2 teams. One team will work its way down this creek, the other down this creek. We'll join up at the access road where the 4-wheel drive will pick you up. Any questions?
What's for dinner?
Depends on how you do, Mel. You jumping this time, Art?
I'm, watching you jump.
Okay.
I'll be back in a second. Gotta check in with my office.
You got it.
You're in the San Bernardino Mountains. So you're pretty close to Debo Dam, right?
Well, I'm not as close as it looks on a map. I could be there in about 45 minutes. Why?
Haven't you heard?
What?
They were supposed to open the floodgates today, but protesters have put themselves in the wash area. They'll drown if the water's released.
That's a story for us.
Well, I was going to send Sweeney.
Well, it'll take him too long. I'm already here.
You got another story to do.
Is there a time limit on this?
The governor said 4 o'clock today.
I just gotta stick with these guys for a couple more hours, then I could head over to the dam by late morning.
I could send Sweeney as a backup.
I've got it. No sweat.
Lou, I've had 3 dozen phone calls on this child pornography story.
Me too.
I figure what's upsetting people is that up till now they always thought of kiddie porn in the abstract. You know what I mean? But now we've gone and made it real. I mean, now they have an image of a particular 9-year-old girl.
Good reason to be upset.
Maybe we could get Sharon to do a follow-up, a piece on the public reaction.
Well, she's in there with Lieutenant McPhee right now. Vice. I let him use my office before the Times starts asking to interview us.
You got a point.
What can you tell me?
Everything that I can say is in the story.
Well, there are always some details that you don't have room for. There may be something that I can use and which you'd be allowed to share.
Well, I really can't think of anything.
Well, the story indicated that the house was in the hills on the valley side.
Yes.
Perhaps you could be more specific about the area.
I don't think I can.
What about the school the girl attends? We know that a teacher contacted Joe Rossi initially. Is there a connection? Does the girl attend the same school?
I couldn't tell you that, Lieutenant.
Naturally, we assume a connection, but if there is none, you could save us a lot of wasted effort. By not answering, are you letting me know that there is a connection?
By not answering, I'm not answering.
Did you see any of the films to verify that what these people were telling you was the truth?
Yes, I did. A portion of one.
Where?
At the house. They had some reels there, so I was able to hold some of the film up to the light and take a look at it.
And the little girl not only posed in the nude in these films, she performed sexual acts with adults.
That's all in the story, Lieutenant.
Well, in the story, you mentioned that the woman was on public assistance. There was a government check on the kitchen table. Did you get a good look at the check?
Yes, I did.
Do you know if it was a welfare check or unemployment or disability?
Yes, I do.
Which? Miss McNeil, did you promise not to reveal what part of the government is supporting this woman? You know, the mayor is interested in this case. The chief of police. Suddenly, this one little girl has become the most important investigation in the city.
Lieutenant...
They're leaning on me. I'm going to lean on you.
I can't break confidentiality, Lieutenant. You know what that means.
Means that you're honoring a pact with someone who's completely dishonorable. With a woman who pushed her child into pornography.
Look, next time, it might be a drug addict. It might be a counterfeiter. But who's going to believe me if I say I only betrayed a confidence once?
There is a 9-year-old kid's life at stake here.
Where do I draw the line, Lieutenant? At 10? At 14? At 18? You cannot have sort of a principle.
To me, one human life weighs more than all the principles you can come up with. You're sacrificing the life of a child to protect your reputation.
Okay, just stop it. That's enough.
Sure. Just tell me who this woman is. Give me a clue. Nobody will ever know where I got the information. Don't say the name, but give me a hint, please. For God's sake, for that little girl.
No, I can't. No. can tell by the way everyone's looking at me that I'm the company creep.
Everybody understands. Every real journalist. The ones who don't aren't worth worrying about.
Joe, you think I blew it by giving confidentiality?
We can't second guess each other on something like that. I know you got a great story.
But you can't be sure that I did the right thing either.
It's got to be a personal call.
Joe, about 2 years ago, I was working up in Seattle, and I remember reading about you going to jail to protect your source.
Yeah?
Well, did everybody come down on you this hard to get you to reveal who it was?
That was different.
Uh-huh. It was different because everyone trusted your judgment.
No, because my source wasn't the villain of the piece. The guy we were after was a pill doctor, some physician who was dispensing pills to teenagers.
So your story busted the pill doctor and you became a hero.
Not exactly. The cops needed my source to make their case. I held out. Then my source, the kid who had broken into the doctor's office to steal his files, kid turned himself in.
So everything worked out.
Except that all the time I was being a hero in jail, this doctor was still handing out drugs. He must have put about 50,000 pills on the street in that time. I still get nightmares about it.
I know. The only reason I don't have nightmares is because I'm not sleeping. Everybody else just read what I wrote, but Joe, I met that little girl. I'm worried sick about her. I thought that the way I could deal with that as a journalist was to write about it.
Well, of course.
Then why do I still feel so torn apart? I mean, you don't doubt that you did the right thing, do you?
I wonder about it. But I had to protect that kid. By breaking in the doctor's office, he thought he was doing the right thing. And he did help me get my story.
I see. I guess it wasn't the same thing. You weren't protecting the pill doctor himself the way I'm protecting these pornographers, right?
It is different.
Oh, boy. At least I thought I could count on some support from you.
You can count on me. Of course you can count on me. This is real hard.
Oh, great.
Sharon, I'm trying to be as supportive as I can.
Yeah, well, thanks anyway.
Up to the Deep-Old Dam to cover his story.
Fine, but first you're going to the emergency room. That ankle is busted. I've seen a lot of these, and your ankle's busted. Come on.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Hi, Lou, it's Art.
Time is tight. Let me give you a rewrite.
Lou, wait, hold up.
What?
I can't dictate.
Why not? Donovan, we gotta move on this thing. The Depot demonstration's all over the wires.
Oh, no, what happened?
What happened? Why are you asking me?
Well, because I haven't been to the dam yet.
And what do you have for us?
Nothing much yet, but I'll be heading up there real soon.
Heading up there? The whole thing turned into a Donnybrook. Demonstrators apparently sabotaged the floodgates. There were arrests. I don't have the total picture of it yet. I've been waiting for you to call in. Where the hell are you?
I'm in Griffiths. It's about 30 miles from the site.
What's in Griffiths?
An emergency room. It's no big thing.
Oh, what happened?
I broke my ankle, but I'll be fine.
I'll send Sweeney up. Maybe we can make the late morning.
No, there's really no need to do that. I can get over there in time to make the late morning.
I should probably slink in. It's just hard to slink with these.
Good morning. Geez, I didn't realize you were that messed up. You didn't have to come in today.
Yeah, I did.
How'd you do that?
Well, the usual way. Falling out of a helicopter.
Thought you passed on it.
I thought I'd try it.
Just to try it? I can't believe what I'm hearing. We blew a major story because you had to see what it was like to jump out of a helicopter?
It was more than just to see what it was like.
No, it was to prove you could do it. We talked on the phone. You said you could handle it. I counted on that. Then you pull something like this.
Lou, I didn't plan this.
I was right. You really didn't have to come in today.
I don't believe it.
What?
I started getting these earaches after diving, so I went to see the doctor. Turns out I got some kind of inner ear problem. He tells me I can't dive.
Oh, for how long?
Forever. See, there's more. Because of this lousy little ear condition, I'll never be able to go into space. Ever. I've washed out of the program.
You were never in the program.
I was a lock. I'm out. Why is life so hard?
Look, we still have to work together on this story.
Aren't we still working together?
Are we? I mean, do you still want to?
Rossi's school teacher friend read your story over very carefully, talked to other teachers, and together they figured out who the little girl probably is. They've been in touch with Lieutenant McPhee, who's making his move now. Here's the address.
Right. You
Let's
coming?
go.
Hold it a second. You want to let us know if we're on the right track here? It'd help when we make our move.
When are you making your move?
Come to the back. Hello? This is Lauder. This is Lieutenant McPhee, Police Department. Would you open the door, please? We have a warrant to search these premises. Check the rooms. We're too late. They've gone off to another location. Maybe another state. They'll be able to keep on doing what they're doing. Now what chance does that little girl have?
Want to join us?
Us?
Me and my foot. Don't you want to know if it was neat dropping out of a chopper?
Was it neat?
It was pretty neat. And so scary.
What'd you think you were doing?
I don't know.
Tommy, give me a scotch. You, of all people, you're the last guy I'd expect to take such chances, such stupid chances.
Maybe that's why I did it. Because that's what everybody thinks of me.
To prove something?
Maybe.
Really? You felt you had to prove something to me. So do the other people on the paper?
No. To myself.
Oh, geez. All right.
I know. I should be past all of that. Well, I thought I was. I thought I'd gotten old garbage scout Daddy Donovan out of my system a long time ago. But I guess I'm not past it after all.
No one is. When I was a kid, about 10 years old, a bunch of us were playing on a garage roof. And some of the kids were jumping across from one slanted roof to another, about 3 feet across, and scrambling up the other peak. Well, all of the kids were leaping right across like gazelles. But I was a chubby kid, so I passed. I refused to jump.
Lou, you're going back 40 years.
But I still remember it in absolutely vivid detail. I wonder if I should have gone for it. I probably could have made it. I was wearing my good sneakers.
Lou.
Right.
On the other hand, I don't want to spend the rest of my life playing it safe. I'm 38 years old. This may be my last chance to try some things. That's why I asked to get out from behind the desk more.
Right. If you hadn't, you wouldn't have had this enriching experience of making a fool of yourself.
I really do think a person has to try the untested now and then. To reach beyond your usual limits, it gets your juices going. It makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
A person has to take risks.
Sure. Just not the dumb risks.
Sharon, I know you've been taking a lot of static lately because of what you did. I just want you to know I admire you for it. You stuck by your guns. That took a lot of guts.
Yeah, well, thanks, Anna.
Sharon. Hi, Billy. Look, no matter what you hear, everybody knows you were taking a stand for all of us.
Well, thanks.
No, thank you.
Sharon? Sharon? Sharon?
Just don't tell me what a swell job I did, okay? If another person comes up to me and tells me I fought the good fight, I'm going to scream.
What can I say?
Nothing. There really is nothing to say. I have that little child on my conscience now.
Okay. Just let me ask you this. Knowing how things turned out, would you have acted any differently?
I wouldn't have revealed my source had I pledged confidentiality, no. But maybe next time I can be shrewder. Maybe I'll be able to find a way to get the story without playing that card.
It's all part of learning.
Yeah. And that little girl's gonna pay for my education.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Come here. Now, this story was a lot more than just learning. You wrote a superb piece. It moved people. Maybe we'll get more attention for this or better laws. I know an assemblyman who's fighting to put a new bill through right now. This will help him.
Yeah.
You accomplished a lot.
I still feel awful.
I know.
Why can't things ever be simple?
It's a funny business. Want to have dinner and talk about it?
Oh, Joe. Are you kidding? The way I feel now, and you ask me to dinner?
A simple dinner.
I'd like that very much.
He's been called one of the greatest comic talents television has ever known. Make 'em Laugh Week continues with the extraordinary life of Sid Caesar on Biography tonight. Now, how long can a crafty con man keep the cops guessing? Larry Hagman stars in Police Story, next on A&E.